tutorial for your shoulder mount. So you should already feel really comfortable in an invert, in an inverted crucifix, and also an outside leg hook. I'm going to show you two entries into, or two different exits from a shoulder mount, I should say. So we're going to go shoulder mount into inverted crucifix, and then shoulder mount into outside leg hook. Okay, but if you've never ever done a shoulder mount before, or ever attempted it, ever even seen it, then we're just going to talk through like the basis of it really. So if I just show you from here, so if I've got my left shoulder against the pole, then I'm in that position. I want to make sure there's enough space for my head to look up, so I don't want it to be right behind my head like this. I want to tilt my body to one side. It should be on this nice meaty muscle there, so we're in that position. You should feel it against that muscle. Then if I've got the left shoulder on, I put the left hand on first, and I put the right hand above. And then from there, all I want you to do, what I want you to do is just lift through your chest by going onto your toes, onto the ball of your feet. So lifting and lowering, and lifting and lowering. So as you can see from the side there, my chest is going up towards the ceiling, and the feet are just kind of coming away. And that's the sensation you want to try to build up when you first start learning shoulder mounts. So just try that again, but this time I want you to try and pull the weight into your arms. So you bring your elbows together. It's like you're trying to pull the pole from its space. You're trying to pull it in front of you, bringing your elbows together, engaging all these muscles in your back. So if you just do that to yourself, you can probably feel those muscles engaged there as you bring the elbow forward. So we've got the shoulder on, hands on. So you don't want them too high up either, because it's hard to engage. So if I just turn around a little bit, lowering down. So just around the head level, a little bit higher, that's fine. Look up, try that a couple of times, and if that feels okay, from there you're just going to see if you can really pull to lift your chest up towards the ceiling so your feet come off the floor, like that. Okay, so you do that a few times, keep building that up. I can't stress that enough. Just in the beginning, don't rush this move, because you'll end up doing it in quite a messy way otherwise, and this will just make it a little bit more neat and tidy. So elbows together, feet off the floor, probably about 6, aim to do 6 on each side. Make sure this is not too uncomfortable. Then after that, what you can move on to is going down to the floor. You don't want your back completely against the pole, so bring your bum away a little bit. So obviously you need to make space to be able to lift. So you're there, you've got your shoulder on the pole again. Got the left shoulder on, left hand, right hand. So I'm pulling, my hands are in a double cup grip facing towards my body, and then I put my weight into my heels, and I'm just going to lift the hips off the floor. Just go up and down, just doing this. Again, 6 times on each side. That's just going to build up your tolerance for the amount of weight that you can put into this muscle. That's really important to protect you against injury as well. So once you feel happy with that, then you can move on to going upside down. So before we go up the pole though, just one key idea for this first entry to inverted crucifix is that you need to make sure you know where your legs are going. So if I've got my, it's exactly the same as going through an invert. So if I've got my left side on the pole, then the right leg goes in front, and it's the same when you go upside down from a shoulder mount as well. So if we're in this position, for instance, you can't really do it on the floor because, you know, it hurt your neck, but it's enough to be able to just gauge where you need to go. So if you're in this position, you don't need to put this on the pole. Lift, so your legs go back, and then on. See that? See, what I'm doing is I'm not taking my knees anywhere near my hands. I want to use my strength to lift my hips up towards the ceiling. So let's try that again. So I'm coming down, I'm tucking the knees to the chest, I'm going to the invert, and then I'm lifting the legs on. And then you just release the hands and start to lower down, which I'll show you now when we go up the pole. So, interesting hairdo now. So, yeah, just make sure you know where your legs are going, especially if you're working alone. This was one of the moves that I was scared of originally when I first started doing it. So I always had someone nearby, my pole teacher, But if you've got anyone around, if you are working alone, just the first time you do it, make sure someone's with you, just to give you that extra, even moral support is a good thing. So we're there. I'm gonna go with the right shoulder this time. So I'm going up, got the elbows coming in, lift the knees to the chest. Remember what I said before about the shins going onto the pole and not coming in contact with the hands. So that's the thing that we're going to talk about. Well, we're going to look at now. I want you to look at specifically. Lift the knees up, kick the feet back. So I'm kicking behind the pole and then onto the pole. So big lift. Up. Shins lower. See those hands come down there? And then I'm in the crucifix position. And then I can lower down. So that's that entry. Really stick with it, and once you've got that safe and sound and you feel happy with it, then you can move on to this next entry, which goes through an outside leg hook. So we'll go back down to the floor just to look at that a second. Just go from here. So if you are going from there, for instance, it is good to turn around actually, because you'll be able to see it better. And so we've got the hands on, take the feet back. So I've got the left shoulder on, so that means I want to hook with the right leg, like that. And then if I've got the right shoulder on, I want to hook, take the feet back, hook with the left leg, just like that. So that's why I said earlier, you need to be comfortable in an outside leg hook and in a crucifix, because I think they're both really nice, to be honest. If I'm being really particular, I do enjoy the outside leg hook one a little bit more, because I just think it's got more possibility. So I'll show you what that looks like now. Up the pole, let me get some chalk. Always make sure your hands are well chalked when you're doing your shoulder mounts, just because the grip's like quite funny, and just helps you get that safety. So I'll do it from this position actually, so you can see what's happening with the shoulder. So the shoulder's on, I'm going to lift, I've got the right shoulder on, so that means I want to hook the left leg. Always remember that. So big lift, up, hook. Then from there, I just release the bottom hand to come round. So it's just the bottom hand that moves, and then I can release the top hand. And that is all there is to it. So go and play with this.